What's up, everybody? This is Tony Martinez, real estate developer, investor, and entrepreneur. And today we have the great pleasure to be here with the WBC Cruiserweight World Champion of the world, Noel Mikaelian. How you doing, brother?
Bro, very good, very good.
Thank you for joining us.
Un placer.
We're here in
Such
Tulum.
pleasure.
We're going to talk about Mexico. We're going to talk about boxing. We're going to talk about investment. You recently invested here.
True.
But first and foremost, how's Tulum treating you?
Bro, look at this. Where can it get more beautiful than this? Look at the setup, look at the beach, the waves.
And you know, today's been an amazing day. So let's get right into it, bro. And I'm going to ask you questions that I'm passionate about. A lot of these maybe are a little bit selfish questions, but I always want to know, was there ever a moment in your life when you actually realized that you wanted to become the world champion? Or is it something that just kind of happens and evolves?
It didn't just happen. I had it always in the back of my mind, but it was like a step-by-step, brick-by-brick building process. So when I was younger, I was like, you know what? I was looking up to all these big fighters, the big names. Now you would call them Canelo, but at the other time it was Oscar De La Hoya or something like that.
Yeah,
so like, can I reach this level? Can I do this? But there were levels to it. So I was like, I'm 22. Can I become junior world champion and like show off it next to my friends that I'm a boxing junior world champion? So I achieved that one. I was like, okay, that's kind of boring. So I looked for the next title, for the next step, and it's like a brick by brick process.
Yeah.
But you have to have the big picture in the back of your mind.
So I always talk about the importance of focusing in on one thing, right? For you, was it like that, or did you have like a lot of people have a vision and they're kind of a little bit all over the place, which is okay, but I'm a believer of doing one thing at a time and going max out on that. What does that look like in the actual world though? Because one thing is what I think, and one thing is what's actually like being done. So for you, what was that process like?
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay.
As I said, you have to have like the small goal in front of you day by day. What can I achieve today? What can I do today which makes my tomorrow better?
Okay.
You make tomorrow better, you make after tomorrow better, but you have always the big picture in the back of your mind.
Okay.
Where you want to go to.
So you have the big picture, but you do have to dial in on certain things, one thing at a time.
Yeah, you can't just reach for the stars all of a sudden, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to build it up. You have to get a stair.
And so that being said, when did the moment happen where you had the opportunity to fight for the belt? And what was that process like as far as like preparation, physical, mental? Because if I get a phone call and I find out I'm about to fight for the world champion, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal, and everybody thinks like, you know what, oh, he fought for the world title, he won it, oh, it just happened to be like that. But nobody knows like the real process. So I fought for it before, and I got screwed in the game. I won the fight, I won the world title, but I got screwed on a decision.
I'm familiar with that.
So I had a down moment, and I was like, you know what, I have to rebuild my career again, brick by brick, brick by brick. Somebody comes and destroys your house, you have to start again.
Wow.
So I started to build my house again, and then eventually I got the chance to put the roof on it.
Yeah.
With my championship belt, and I was like, you know what, this time I will not let it to anyone else to decide if I am achieving that goal or not. So I won by a knockout. So I didn't leave it to anybody's hands.
Exactly.
I was like, I want that belt. I invested my youth in this sport. I won it. I got it.
Boom. So, brother, thanks again. Salud.
Salud.
As we say here in Mexico.
No, you say arriba.
Arriba.
Abajo.
Abajo.
Al centro.
Centro. Y pa' dentro. So we're talking about challenges. We all go through challenges. What's been the biggest challenge you ever had to experience through your career, and how did you overcome it?
There are many challenges because, as I said, boxing is like a roller coaster. It's not like you are always on the way up. There are ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. But definitely the biggest challenge was that when I achieved actually my goal, when I built my house, but somebody came and destroyed it and they took it. So I won the world title actually in 2018, but they screwed me on the decision. So I was really perplexed, like confused. I was like, what did I do wrong? So overcoming that challenge to figure out the business part, you have to have the right people around you. You have to have the same team. Teamwork makes the dream work. 100%. You're not a one-man army. Like, you need people who are like supporting you and have the same goals to achieve it, right? That was one of the, I think, biggest challenges to overcome, because I was always focused on myself. You do it. Only you. There's only you. But then I realized you need a team. You need the right people around you.
Because you could want it, you can desire it and have the talent.
Yep.
but I think you do need the people around you to help you get to the next level.
Yeah.
When we talk about talent, do you think this is something that you either have or don't have? Can it be achieved? Like, talk to me a little bit about you, in the sense that, did you feel that it was in you, or did you feel you had to work towards it?
It's an interesting question. For example, my brother was very talented. Everyone has a talent in something. I always felt like I had some talent in fighting. I always felt like I'm kind of physically strong, like I know the game, how to do that.
Okay.
But there are always people who will tell you, oh, you're not, you can't reach this and that. So you have to believe in yourself. So you have to have a talent, but it doesn't determine your outcome. So you have to have good work ethic, you have to be disciplined, you have to have motivation, you have to focus. Very important. The right team. There's so many other factors which affects your outcome on your goal. So it's not only about talent.
You have to actually exercise it. You have to
day
work
by
at
day.
it. So, you know, Mexicans are huge into boxing, right? We Mexicans love boxing. So I have to ask, number one is, have you ever fought a Mexican fighter?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not
Okay.
yet.
And what do you think about the Mexican boxing style?
I love the Mexican boxing style. I love the spirit about the sport. I mean, Mexicans, this is kind of like the capital of professional boxing. Many young talents, they turn into professional fighters in an early age because everything is here like professional boxing.
Yeah.
And you had like great champions. I mean, like look at the championship brought. Julio César Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya, how you would call it, Chicano?
Chicano?
He's from the state, right?
Chicano or Pocho.
Yeah. Or you have like Juan Manuel Marquez,
Huge.
big people in the sport. And the WBC, as a matter of fact, one of the biggest sanctionings and the biggest belt in boxing is located in Mexico City.
That's
so
right.
the spirit around boxing and the love for it, it's unique.
Very unique. Now, I know you love Mexico. I know you've traveled through many, many states of Mexico, which is really cool because as I'm getting to know you, he's like, yeah, I've been here. You've been to a lot more places than probably most of us Mexicans have
That's
traveled
funny.
through our own country. But why do you love Mexico so much? What is it about the country? Because Europe has a lot of beautiful places,
Yep.
right? Now, it's not that big comparing to the continent of Mexico. Why Mexico? Yeah, let's start there.
Where Mexico?
Yeah.
Well, I could say, just like for the gringos, look at this, like playa, good food, good friends, we enjoy ourselves, right? But other than that, Mexico, I think, is a country which has like all the facets. You have jungle, you have beach, you have deserts, you have urban lifestyle, you have mountains, you have both coastlines. You have urban lifestyle in Mexico City, very multicultural, and you don't get that anywhere else.
Anywhere. And you know what? It's funny because a lot of people that are watching this, a lot of them are foreigners.
Yeah.
They've thought about Mexico. Maybe they thought about investing, but they're fearful. They're fearful. They hear about the cartels. They hear about, you know, some of the insecurities that they portray us.
Definitely.
What has been your experience here in Mexico?
I'll tell you a little
when
story.
it comes to that.
So I had a Mexican ex-girlfriend, so we went many times to Mexico, and I was like, first also had like a little bit like an opinion about it because of movies, Hollywood.
Right.
But then I went here, I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. I kind of like it. I like the people. I like the vibe here. So I took my mother down here from Germany to have a vacation, and she was like, Noel, but Mexico, it's so dangerous. The cartels, these movies, this and that. First time she arrived in Cancun, she went to the hotel here. She's like, I don't want to leave. I want to retire here.
No way.
That's her dream. She doesn't want to go anywhere else. She's like, I love Mexico. I love the Mexicans. I love their culture, their hospitality, the way you do business here. It's very special. So the thing with the cartels and all this like things that people think is dangerous here, it's just so how do you say, marketed like that in movies.
Yes.
Because wherever you go, for example, I'm from Germany, right? In Hamburg, like if you are looking for drugs or like something like that, you will get in trouble. It's just not called cartels, but they're gangs.
Right. Exactly. There's cartels, there are mobs, there's the government.
Everywhere.
Right?
Also in Miami. Bro, I don't drive through Liberty City because I know there's trouble.
Right.
So if you know there's an area here you will get into trouble, why would you go into there?
Yeah.
But this is the real deal.
And you know what's amazing about particularly Tulum? is the fact that the government is really focusing on protecting the tourism.
Yeah.
Like, we live from tourism. So when people say, and they ask me that question, it's like, look, this is not a border town, right? We're not in the middle, like,
There's no trafficking or something like
this
that.
is not their business.
Yeah.
You know, sure, it exists and, you know, it's gonna happen, but they understand themselves that tourism is important. If tourism was to go to, you know, obviously that's not gonna be good for anybody.
But that will never happen because, as a matter of fact, I saw some statistics. Mexico gets, I think, 50 million tourists every year.
Yeah.
25 million, half of it is only in the
Riviera Maya.
Riviera Maya.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, if you look into the future, you have pristine beaches like this here.
Yeah.
You have archaeological sites, the pyramids, they don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
The Mayan culture, the cuisine, you can go to, I don't know, the midnight taco spot to upscale cuisine,
Yes.
to like Michelin restaurants. You have the whole range. Where do you get that, right?
And so let's talk about Tulum. I know you like Mexico as a country, but why do you like Tulum and why did you choose to invest in Tulum?
It's a combination of that. Pristine beaches, jungle lifestyle, healthy fitness, into sports, developing, it's new, and it's so connected. I mean, you're in Tulum here.
I know.
One hours drive down, it's Bacala, one of my favorite places in the world. 1.5 hours drive up north, Cancun. It's one of the airports which is connected to,
you know,
all the major cities.
I was reading a statistic that says that Cancun is one of the most connected airports in the world.
I'm not surprised.
So a lot of people have to fly here to connect to another place.
Yeah.
And that is amazing because, you know, you said it. Over 50 million visitors come to the country
Every year.
yet half of them are coming to Cancun. So we're filming literally live, right? We're like steps away from the ocean. We got a few mosquitoes here. We got a beautiful aguacate mix. You have some tacos.
Delicious.
And we'll enjoy them in a bit. Salud once again.
Salud.
But let me talk to you. Ooh, what's that?
And some mezcal.
Someone is feeding us here.
Okay, thank you.
Enjoy.
That's the Mexican hospitality I talk about.
Bro,
Right.
you're not gonna get it here in Mexico.
So I am a fan of mezcal. You like mezcal?
I love mezcal.
Really? You're a mezcal lover? Mezcal is a very particular taste. And a
It's
lot of people
very
don't even
smoky.
know mezcal.
Yeah, me either. The first time a friend of mine, he was like, I like good liquor, I like cognac and stuff like that. So my ex-girlfriend was Mexican, so she was preparing tacos for my friend to come join us at dinner. He brought a bottle of mezcal. And I was like, I never heard of this. I thought Mexico was tequila. So I smelled it, I was like, smells like the cigars I love.
So I'm not a connoisseur, but I heard and read that apparently mezcal is one of the most healthiest, if we can say that, alcoholic drinks you can have. You're a pro fighter.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why is that?
Well, it goes through less processes than any other drink. So apparently it's like mezcal,
Yeah.
you have tequila, and then you have the rest of the other mezcales.
Really?
Or sorry, the rest of the other alcohols. But it's Mexican.
That's interesting, yeah.
I gotta say, Mexicans somos
Yep. México, eres un
México, si eres mexicano, eres un y si estás en México, eres un y si estás invirtiendo, eres un Salud once
Sí,
again to you,
salud.
brother. Now, speaking on this, I know you love Tulum,
Lovely.
but what is your, like, why, when you come to Tulum, what do you do? Do you like to train? I know, obviously,
Yeah.
but let's talk to the audience about that, because you were talking about your regimen earlier, and I know it's super strict.
I mean, when I come to Tulum, nothing is forced. Everything is like so laid back. I escape kind of the rat race, which is like in the States or in Europe or something like that.
Right.
When I know, you know what? Oh, you have to go to train, you have to go to the gym. When I come to Tulum, I wake up in the morning, I get my café de olla.
Yeah.
With the cinnamon. I get my
By the way, café de olla is what he's talking about, is coffee that is actually made. It's a handmade pot, so it's cooked there. So the actual coffee, when it's infused within it and you taste it, is the most artisanal coffee you'll ever have. Yeah.
Delicious. And you have to combine it with a concha.
Oh, the bread,
Yes.
the bread, yeah.
In the
Bro,
morning with
you're
the
more
banana.
Mexican than a lot of my Mexican friends.
I love it. I have my concha with the coffee in the morning. I wake up, nobody's stressing out. You have a business meeting at, let's say it's at 8 or 9. People show up like at 8:20. You're still good. It's not disrespectful or something like that.
No.
But like people are still good and they get done. Afterwards, I go to the jungle gym, wherever, or to the beach. Look at these pristine beaches. I have a run, I train, I do my workout, and then I have lunch. And there's so many healthy options here, food-wise. There's no antibiotics here. There's no all these processed things. You get all the organic food here around
Real.
here.
Boom.
Yeah, real.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you go, I don't know, you do your job, you work or something like that, and you meet up with some friends, which are like authentic friends from all over the world.
Yeah. You meet entrepreneurs, digital nomads.
Yep.
You meet locals. You meet like literally people that you wouldn't meet on a day-to-day anywhere else, right? They're here.
From everywhere.
And there's a vibe, right? There's a vibe. There's like an attraction that we attract each other, and that's how we met.
Yeah, people are more laid down. It's
Yeah.
like you don't stress about things, and I love that. And they're from everywhere. I mean, look today, we're relaxing here and there. We meet French people, we meet Australian people, we meet German people, like from everywhere. But if you consider it like Tulum is not like Paris, like a metropolitan city or something. For being like a small city like that, on the water, but giving you all these opportunities, it's a big privilege.
So, obviously, we're talking about Tulum. I know why you love Tulum already. I'm sure they do, but why did you decide to invest? That's a big step, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not from here. The process is different. Why did you invest in Tulum? And if I may, why did you invest with us?
Well, obviously, I have a German side. I'm very critical and like I flip the coin 10 times before I spend it. So that's a sickness of mine too, coming from Germany. But I was following you for a long time. We met each other many times, and I gained trust with you. I saw what you're doing. You do beautiful things.
Thank you.
Biggest influences in real estate in Mexico, top 20. I mean, that's not a small achievement. I mean, you have a reputation. So I was looking into it and I started to trust you, and I saw coming here, I was like, you know what? All these people are talking shit with the security, with the safety.
Right.
So I was thinking, you know what? Why don't you just dip your tiptoe in Tulum? Mm-hmm. So many people are doing it. What do you have to lose? This?
Well, that's nothing but gain.
Yeah. And then I saw you posted about Selvarum.
Selvarum, yes.
And actually, as a matter of fact, I was in Tulum at that time, and I was like, I had a cut and I was like recovering here and like chilling with my family. I was like, man, the Selvarum project looks interesting because of the circle with the old Maya game with the hips. And I saw that game at Extra, right? And you put that gladiator music, which is like one of my favorite films. I was like, man, this guy's on something. I think this is probably God's talking to me.
Good. Okay, good.
So I was like,
that's
yeah,
big. That's
no. But I looked up the project. I saw what you guys are doing. You delivered so many projects already in Tulum.
Yes.
Like there's no just talk. So I was like, you know what? Dip a tiptoe in here and see what's happening, because the project is very interesting. It's a gated community. Tulum is very limited to where you can build because everything is protected. It's natural. Why not?
Well, thank you, bro. Thank you for investing with us. And last question I want to ask. You know, you're still super young when it comes to the boxing world. Boxing world offers you a amazing lifetime opportunity. But what are your next fights? What do you want to do? Who do you want to fight? And what do you think about our pride fighter, Canelo?
Canelo?
Yeah.
I love Canelo. I'm telling you honest, I love the Mexican fighting spirit, the honesty, how they fight, how they approach a fight, how they, sacrifice, they train, they're hard, like they come and they fight honest. Mexican fighters are honest fighters. They come, you know what, I do my work, I go into the ring respectfully. And I love that about them. And Canelo is one of the fighters who has the best vita in our new generation right now. And nobody can take it away from him.
And he stands up, bro.
Exactly.
Like, they've tried to mess with Canelo and they have not been successful.
Yep. Because Canelo calls the shots in boxing right now.
He calls the shots, baby.
Because Mexicans are the biggest pay-per-view payers in the States and the biggest fans around professional boxing. So having always a Mexican star, good fighter, is very profitable for the business. But also, there's so many good talents coming always from Mexico.
Yeah. So my next question is, do you want to fight a Mexican boxer?
I would love to.
Who'd you spar with?
Only one time at Freddie Roach wild card in 2017 with Benavides.
Ooh.
So I was there too. I was preparing I was living there for like 3 months. So his sparring partner pulled out because he just smashed him. He was good. Benavides is a great fighter. He just smashed out of him. Sorry for my language.
Yeah.
And Freddie asked me if I could do like a 3-4 rounds with him.
Nice.
I didn't know him at that time like that well, but we did like 3-4 rounds, easy like sparring, and I was like, yeah, that's good. But then later I saw what he was doing in boxing, and he's a great fighter.
Yeah, he's a great fighter.
Great person, great personality. I think he trains also in Miami right now.
Yeah, he does.
I like him, his team, like. And that's the thing what I like about them, because they're Mexicans, they're like honest fighters, they're warriors.
Yeah,
they have the spirit in their heart.
So we gotta get you to fight a Mexican warrior.
I mean, yeah.
I think that would be a big fight. I think that's a prize fight, and I think that should happen. And that being said, last question, hermano. What is next for Noel Mikaelian? As far as your career, as far as your vision, as far as Tulum investing, why not? Let's open the question up. What's next for you, brother?
Man, that's a tough question you're asking me now. You're putting me on a spot.
Big question.
You're putting me on a spot right now.
Well, let's
Have a
drink
sip
a little
and think about it.
and think about the question. By the way, we are live. We are in this live setting here. These questions are new to Noel. He gave me the opportunity to interview him, and I appreciate that, brother.
And this
thank
is not
you
one
for
of
allowing
these
me to challenge you.
interviews, podcasts where you are like, faking it. We're having beers and drinks.
We're gonna eat this next.
Authentic eating and enjoying ourselves. So that's a good question. I thought about it because everything I wanted to achieve in boxing was, okay, become a world champion. I became a WBC World Champion, which is the most important belt in boxing.
Absolutely.
It feels like, you ever played video games when you
Yes.
you finish the game and you're like, I'm done with this game.
Next?
What's next?
What's next?
I feel like this right
Like
now.
that.
So I could defend my title, which was like delayed and postponed so many times because issues with my promoter.
I know.
But for me, as my personality, I know my personality as an individual, I always look for the next challenge. So either it's a different weight class or it's a unification or something like that. Other than that, I'm like thinking, maybe you should start a completely different business from scratch.
Maybe in Mexico.
Maybe in Mexico.
Maybe
Learn
a gym.
Maybe a gym. Maybe real estate.
We'll talk about that. We got it. I like that.
Yep.
But bro, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you.
It's my
Guys,
pleasure.
thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, Noel Mikaelian, Cruiserweight
perfect.
World Champion, WBC.
World champion.
And more to come. I want to see you fight a Mexican boxer
Oh, in Mexico.
in Mexico. Absolutely. We're gonna do that.
Yeah,
We're gonna do that.
fix
We're
it,
gonna do
we'll
that.
fix it. And this is authentic.
So we will say provecho to us. And thank you guys for joining us. Tony Martinez, Noel Mikaelian, Lightspeed Real Estate, Selvarum. God bless and much success. Thanks again, brother.
Mucho gusto.